Hi, class of 2020. This is Miss Campa coming at you for your final guidance presentation. Typically, this time of the year, we would be gathering all students in the pack to go over this important information. Obviously, things are happening just a little bit differently this year, and so we are coming at you virtually instead. First of all, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We are covering these two very important pieces of information that you need to take care of at the end of senior year. If after viewing this video you have any questions about anything, please feel free to reach out to Ms. Bauman or I via email. We are happy to help in any way that we can. First of all, I just want to say congratulations. This is always a kind of a fun celebratory time of the year, and I honestly don't think that this year is any different. I know it's not ending the way that many of you had hoped, but it certainly doesn't take anything away from all of the hard work and accomplishments that you've put in for the previous 5 years, or where you're going to end up 5 years from now. So we would like to start out by saying congratulations. Secondly, there are two pieces of information that we're going to ask you to complete really as soon as possible. The first of those is going to be to complete a senior survey, and we're asking that all senior students complete the senior survey through their Naviance account. This is the tool that we use to compile accurate statistics about your graduating class. So oftentimes you'll hear us say that 69% of the graduating class went on to a 4-year school, or 3.2% of the graduating class will be joining the military. This is the tool that we use to make sure that those statistics are accurate. And so that's why we are asking every single senior student to complete it through Naviance. It's a very short 4-question survey. I'll show you exactly where you need to go to access that information. It should really take you no longer than 5 or 6 minutes to complete. The instructions to do so will be on the next slide. So if you need to refer back after this video, we'll be posting this presentation on the guidance website and probably also sending it out via Schoology and email. So there'll be a lot of different ways for you to access the information to be reminded how to do this. We are asking you to complete the senior survey really as soon as possible. If you have time, at the very latest, we're asking that all students have it completed by May 22nd. The second item that we're asking you to take care of is to request that your final transcript be sent to any 2- or 4-year college or formal training program that you might be taking advantage of next year. Oftentimes, I would say in most cases, the colleges are going to require this at some point, and if they don't receive it, eventually you will run into some type of roadblock. You might not be allowed to register for your classes. You might not have full access to your financial aid. And so for that reason, we're asking all students to just go in and make that request to have their final transcript sent right now. There's a way to do it where you can make the request now, but ask us to hold that request until the transcript is final. And a final transcript is going to include your semester 2 senior year grades, as well as your official graduation date. So just so you don't forget to do it later and end up running into one of those roadblocks, we are asking you to take care of that, again, as soon as possible, but for sure prior to June 10th. So we're going to start by talking about the senior survey. Again, we want 100% involvement in completing this survey by all members of the class of 2020. Students can access this survey through their Naviance account, and we have slightly changed how you access your Naviance account. Basically, we're bypassing the Naviance login by using Clever. So you will access the link to Naviance through our guidance webpage, and then that's going to redirect you to the Clever page where you'll be able to actually get into your Naviance account. So I'm going to exit here and I'll show you what that looks like. So if you start on just on the high school website, you're always able to find the guidance homepage under academics. We're listed first. So you'll click on that. It's going to bring you to the screen, and actually both of the links that you're going to need for both of the tasks that we're asking you to complete, you can find in the quick links section in the upper right-hand corner. So for the senior survey, we're going to be asking you to click on the Naviance icon or login link. For the second task that we're asking you to complete, it'll be the Order My Transcript button that you will use. So we'll go click on the Naviance. Like I said before, you're going to go through Clever as a way of logging into your Naviance account. So it'll bring you to this screen. You're going to choose Login with Google. And then when given the option, you're going to choose your 277 Apps school account. Once you get to the Clever screen, you're going to be able to scroll down and find the Naviance icon. And you will click on that Naviance icon, and it will automatically log you into your Naviance homepage, which will look like this. In order to find the senior survey that we're asking you to complete, you're simply going to click on the About Me tab in the upper right-hand corner. It's going to bring a drop-down box, and you're going to choose the My Surveys option in that drop-down box, and then eventually the Surveys Not Started. That will bring you to a screen that has two options. We want you to focus on the Westonka Senior Survey 2020 option that's listed in the middle of your screen. This is the one survey that we're asking you to complete. So you will click on that survey link, and as I promised, it is a short survey. It's just 4 questions long. We're just asking you to identify exactly what your plans are for next year, to provide the name of the college or program that you're going to be attending next year, if that applies to you, to indicate your area of concentration or your intended major. And then lastly, we're just asking you, if you had this whole college search and application process to do over again, what, if anything, would you do differently? And so there's a number of options here, including nothing, everything went perfect, or not applicable option at the bottom. Since this is a required question, you will need to choose at least one of these. And really, we're just using this information as we continue to work with senior students and helping them with their post-secondary planning. So again, very quick survey. When you're done, you'll click the submit button, and that's all that we would need you to do. We are asking you to complete this survey as soon as possible with a hard deadline of Friday, May 22nd. The second item that we're asking you to do is to request that your final transcript be sent to the college or program of your choice. All transcript requests are made through Parchment, just like we told you at the beginning of the year. So you're going to use the same process that you used to send initial transcripts with college applications earlier in the year. And I did just show you on the guidance website where you are able to access the link to Parchment. So you'll go and click on that link, and it'll bring you to your Parchment login screen. All students set up their own Parchment login information, and we don't have access to that login information. So if you didn't write it down or take a picture of it, or you forgot it for some reason, you are going to need to use the forgot username or password features, because again, we don't have access to that login information for you. However, it is a pretty easy process for you to retrieve that information by using that forgot username or password link. Once you're into your Parchment account, you're going to find the college, school, or training program of your choice. And when you click on that, it's going to bring you to a summary screen, which is going to ask you to review that you want your transcript sent from Mount Westonka High School and to the college that you've selected. As a part of that screen, there's going to be a very important box kind of in the center of the screen that gives you 2 options. It's going to say either send your transcript now or hold for grades. What we're asking you to do is choose the hold for grades option. What that does is it allows you to make the request now while it's fresh in your mind, but your request will sit in a queue, and we won't do anything with that request until your transcript is finalized, until we've reviewed it to make sure you've completed all graduation requirements and added your official graduation date. So once that happens, then we would refer to that queue, and we would send your final transcript to where you want it to be sent. Just a reminder that there is a small fee that goes along with each transcript request. It is under $5, but you will want or need to have a credit or debit card with you. And then again, as long as you indicate hold for grades, your request is just going to sit in the queue. And then once we finalize transcripts in early to mid-June, we will go ahead and fulfill those requests for you. And that should allow there to be no delay in the colleges getting what they need, so that you don't run into any roadblocks with registering for courses or accessing financial aid down the road. I do want to remind you that although you've probably entered what your plans are for next year in about 15 different places now for different reasons. This is an important process because we are not able to send final transcripts without your permission. And the only way we are going to get your permission is if you fulfill or submit this request through Parchment. So it is important that every student who plans to attend some type of program next year makes this request through Parchment. Again, we're asking you to do it as soon as possible, but the hard date that we're giving or deadline that we're giving is June 10th. So please make sure you've done so by June 10th if you don't do so in the very near future. Again, thank you for taking the time to view this video. As always, if you have any questions about this or anything else, please feel free to reach out to Ms. Bauman or I via email. We are happy to help. Thank you and have a great day.